Have you ever wondered why older men seem to have a magnetic power over women? You might think it's because of financial stability, maturity, or social status, but the truth goes much deeper than that. Older men possess certain subtle skills and qualities that capture women's attention and make them deeply fascinated. These qualities go beyond what's on the surface and tap into a deeper emotional connection. Today, I'm going to reveal the techniques they use to make women obsessed with them. And the best part? There's no manipulation or emotional games involved, just a deep understanding of what really matters in building attraction. If you're a younger man, pay close attention. These tips could completely transform the way you approach dating, creating a more authentic, lasting connection with women. Patience, the power of controlling time. Patience is one of the most overlooked, yet powerful traits. It's a rare virtue, especially among younger men. They often act impulsively, responding to texts immediately, trying to resolve conflicts on the spot, and rushing to make things happen without fully thinking them through. This sense of urgency often backfires, making them come across as needy or desperate. Older men understand that relationships are like a slow-cooked meal. It takes time for all the ingredients to blend into something truly flavorful. They're not in a rush because they know that what's truly valuable takes time to develop. When an older man goes on a date, he's not in a hurry to get immediate results. He's more relaxed, more present in the moment. And that sense of calm creates a space where the woman feels safe to be herself, without pressure or expectations. This type of connection feels effortless, which is why it's so captivating. Practical example, think of a young man who, after one date, is texting non-stop, anxious to secure a second date. Compare that to an older man who lets a few days pass, sending a thoughtful message without any sense of urgency. The older man's approach feels more natural and leaves her wondering about him, creating intrigue rather than pressure. Authenticity, the power of being genuine. Many younger men believe they need to become a version of themselves that fits what they think a woman wants. They might change their interests, style, or even their personality just to impress someone. But this leads to a lack of authenticity, and over time, that facade starts to crumble. Older men, on the other hand, have learned to embrace who they are. They understand that trying to be someone else isn't sustainable, and they've become comfortable in their own skin. This sense of self-awareness and confidence is magnetic. Women can sense when a man is genuine, and that authenticity builds trust. Being genuine also means owning your flaws. Older men aren't trying to be perfect, but they're also not insecure about their imperfections. They've embraced the idea that true attraction comes from being real, not from being flawless. Practical example, a younger man might pretend to love hiking because he knows the woman he's interested in enjoys it, even if he has no real interest in it himself. But an older man might say, "I've never really been into hiking, but I'd love to hear about what you enjoy about it." This kind of honesty is refreshing, and it opens the door to a real connection, not one based on pretending. Realism, the charm of stability. Realism is a trait that comes with experience. While younger men often focus on big dreams and extravagant plans, older men know the value of being grounded. They've seen what's possible, and they've learned that stability and consistency matter more than lofty promises. This realistic approach is incredibly attractive to women. While grand gestures and fantasies might be exciting in the short term, what women often crave is stability, both emotionally and mentally. They want to know that the person they're with has a solid foundation and isn't just chasing impossible dreams. Older men offer that sense of stability. They're able to balance ambition with a clear sense of what's achievable, which makes them reliable and trustworthy in the long term. Practical example, a younger man might talk about his wild dream of becoming a millionaire by the time he's 30, but an older man would speak more realistically. "I'm working on a project that's important to me, and it's helping me grow steadily." This down-to-earth mindset signals maturity, and that's something women are deeply drawn to. Occupation, attraction through independence and purpose. Another key trait older men embody is independence. They have full lives outside of their relationships, and this sense of purpose makes them all the more intriguing. Unlike younger men who might prioritize a relationship above all else, older men understand the importance of balance. They value their careers, hobbies, and personal growth. This independence creates an automatic sense of scarcity. When a man is always available, constantly texting and waiting for a response, it can make him seem less valuable. But when a man has his own life, he's not waiting around, and that's what makes him more attractive. Women are naturally drawn to men who are driven by their own goals, who have a sense of purpose, and who aren't dependent on anyone else for their happiness. This kind of self-sufficiency creates space for a healthy relationship to flourish. Practical example: instead of constantly being glued to his phone, waiting for her response, an older man is busy with his work or passions. When he finally gets around to responding, it feels more meaningful, because he's not prioritizing the relationship over his own life. Leadership, leading with clarity and confidence. Leadership is one of the most admired qualities in men, and it's something older men have had years to develop. Being a leader doesn't mean being domineering or controlling. Instead, it's about guiding the relationship with clarity and confidence. Older men are often more decisive. They know what they want, and they aren't afraid to take the lead. This decisiveness provides a sense of security in a relationship, and women appreciate that kind of clarity. Women admire a man who is able to take charge of situations, whether that's planning a date or navigating life's challenges. It shows confidence and reliability, two traits that naturally draw women in. Practical example: if a woman asks what they should do for the weekend, a younger man might defer to her and say, "Whatever you want." But an older man would suggest, "Let's try that new restaurant you mentioned and maybe catch a movie afterward." He takes initiative, showing that he's willing to lead and create experiences. The power of no, setting boundaries and valuing your time. Perhaps one of the most powerful skills older men have learned is the ability to say no. Many younger men fear saying no, thinking it will upset the woman or push her away. But the truth is, setting boundaries is essential for building respect. Older men understand that saying no isn't about rejecting someone, it's about valuing their time and maintaining their own priorities. Women find this level of assertiveness attractive because it shows that the man is confident enough to stand his ground and won't be easily swayed by external pressures. When a man is always saying yes, it can come across as people-pleasing. But when he knows how to say no, he signals that he has a life of his own and that he values his time. Practical example: if a woman asks for something unreasonable, instead of trying to accommodate her every request, an older man might say, "That's not possible for me right now, but let's find a different solution." This type of assertiveness earns respect and deepens the attraction. So, if you want to make women obsessed with you, start adopting these techniques that older men have mastered: patience, authenticity, realism, independence, leadership, and the ability to say no. These qualities aren't tied to age. Any man can develop them with time and experience. And when you do, you become irresistible, no matter how old you are. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more tips like these. Position yourself the right way, and watch how it transforms your relationships.